What's up, guys? So Chancey Poo here has been talking about how the trolls are sick and everybody's got a virus and he's curable and that he cured himself. And it's just ridiculous. He's going to be talking about low T also in a little bit. And he's going to do a lot of grandstanding. Chance has been feeling very confident about himself and feeling that he can go out there and judge other people and, you know, make himself look really great, when in actuality, he's probably one of the biggest losers on the internet, really. And Chancey Poo is going to continue to talk about this stuff again and again and again. He'll make the same 5 points over and over and over again, and I cut a lot of that stuff out. So let's go ahead and get that rolling. Let's go ahead and see on what he has to say about this trolling sickness virus. You know, he's going to stop the flood from Halo.
So, how's everybody doing tonight, man? Whether you're a troll, whether you're a supporter, man, how y'all doing tonight, man? And for the trolls, man, I do feel sorry that you guys are sick. I really do. And hopefully, you know, being here, it gives you a little bit of relief from that sickness. You know what I mean? Because a lot of you trolls are, well, let's be honest, a lot of you, actually, a majority of you trolls are mentally sick. Because you guys being trolls, that is actually considered a mental illness. So, I'm sorry that you guys are sick, man, and I do hope that you guys get better sometime soon, bro. I really do. I hope and pray for the best for y'all, man. I hope that you guys are doing well. Hopefully you guys take care of your bodies, taking care of your mental health, and hopefully you guys get well soon.
It's just wild that he can say all these statements. Meanwhile, he is literally the peak of being unhealthy. I mean, his diet is not very good. His bathing habits are non-existent. He really doesn't take care of himself. I mean, you look at his fingers. His fingers are bent and twisted. He's like salad fingers, dude. And then, you know, I don't think I gotta tell you about his face and the scabs and all that stuff. It's not very good. He looks injured all the time, and his teeth are probably killing him. I'm not gonna lie. His teeth probably ache all the time because he just doesn't brush them and he doesn't go to the dentist. He needs a full extraction, for real. And then his mental state, oh my god, his mental state. Dude, his mental state has degraded over the years. In fact, I would say it's been degraded for majority of his life because he's never really recovered. He's never made himself into a proper working person. And whenever I say that, I mean his mental state has prohibited any kind of development, any kind of support system that he could fill out and gain. He has shown from time to time that he is full of self-sabotage, and he really is a masochist, that's for sure. He loves this stuff, man. He loves when the trolls make fun of him, and he loves the attention. And that's why he talks to the trolls this way. He's talking down to them. He's talking to them like he's Jesus Christ, that he's going to be curing them and saving them, and that he's going to be the one that changed the world in this one instance. Because again, trolling to Cyraxx is like the most important thing to ever exist.
You know what I find funny? Is that these trolls, these sick individuals here, I'm sorry, these sick ones, these ones that are clearly sick, they know not of what they speak. Which is kind of sad. And like I said, for those of you that are sick, that are trolling in the comments, I understand you guys are sick, and I do hope that you guys get better. I do. I genuinely hope and I pray for you guys to get better. I hope and pray that that mental illness that you're dealing with, I hope that goes away for you guys.
And again, he's talking like this because he wants the trolls to feel small, he wants the trolls to feel helpless, and that they aren't going to be able to do anything to him, and he's going to be the one to give them sympathy and care. When in reality, he's very far away from that. You can hear it in his voice that he's stuck up, he's arrogant right now. He definitely believes that he's above the trolls and that he's not sick, he's perfect. He's Dr. Cyraxx. He's going to be the one to fix everybody's illness. And it's... No, Chance, no. I mean, dude, if you really want to help people, go to the soup kitchen. Go outside like Volition Racks and start cleaning the backyards or something. Something of that sort. A community service would do infinitely more than you sitting up there in your attic all day. So why don't you go help actual people and stop claiming that you're gonna cure the trolls of an illness or something?
I personally would go see a therapist. maybe a counselor, maybe get on some meds. Because, believe it or not, trolling like you guys do, that actually is a parasite that you guys are spreading. It is a virus that you guys are spreading. And honestly, because I know it's not your guys' fault that you're sick, but hopefully, you guys can go see a counselor, you guys can go see a therapist to better yourselves, to maybe get treated to get rid of that virus that you guys have been unfortunately plagued with. And I'm not hating on you guys, because I know it's not your guys' fault. It's not y'all's fault that you guys are sick. That's not on you guys. That's on whoever drug you into that lifestyle, and you guys are now spreading that sickness. That's not your fault. That's on whoever spread that to you.
Alright, so he's saying that people who are trolling him are not responsible for trolling him. Okay, Cyraxx, and that means that you cannot hold any of them responsible for anything, because logically speaking, if they're sick, that means that they need pity, they need sympathy, they need care, and you cannot hold them accountable for any of their actions and help them at the same time with this illness, because they're conflicting things, they're conflicting arguments. So Chance, why don't you just go out there, maybe seek out a troll, and he can become your new security Jake, okay? That would probably be the best for you. Probably not, really. I don't know what the best for Cyraxx would look like, but leave it in the comments. What do you guys think? Would the best Cyraxx be looking like? What would the ultimate Chance Wilkins appear to be? What would he be, like a Super Saiyan or something? I don't know.
So, from one human being to a bunch of digital zombies, I'm praying for you. I pray that you guys get the cure that you need through therapy, through mental health, through going to a counselor, through meds, through meditation, whatever it is that you find that helps you heal. I hope that you guys find that in some way, shape, or form. I hope you guys are able to get healed and you're able to get rid of that digital virus known as trolling. So just know that my thoughts and prayers are with you guys.
So I want to point out a few things with Chance's statements. He's talked about how he's Swedish and that he's a Viking and that he has the Norse gods on his side. He's talked about the Norse gods occasionally. He's mentioned them. He's talked about the gods are with me, Marty, and he would talk about that stuff. So I'm really confused about Cyraxx's religious beliefs, because on one hand he talks about Norse mythology and on the other he talks about Christianity in the Bible. He really doesn't have any beliefs, and this is just another example of that. You can have whatever beliefs you want, I don't really care, but you gotta choose one. You can't have two conflicting beliefs combined together. And then on top of that, he talked earlier about how he would receive therapy, how he would receive meds, and it just shows that he has never really received any kind of therapy or meds in his entire life. I mean, he's mentioned before that, oh, I'm going to go see a therapist. Well, you just proved that was a big fat lie in one of your previous statements, Chance. You said earlier that you would get a therapist, which implies that you haven't gotten one. Really good way to do a Freudian slip, my guy.
Tomorrow is my label's launch day. I got a lot of stuff to get ready, got a lot of stuff to get done for tomorrow, so tomorrow's launch day, man. I'm super excited to be dropping brand new music, bringing on really good friends onto the label, letting them do their thing, man. So I'm stoked, brother. And I know a lot of y'all are saying like, oh, it's fake, it's fake. No, it's actually legit. I'm legitimizing all my stuff, and I'm going to be dropping brand new music starting in the next couple weeks. So, your boy's dropping some brand new music coming here in the next few weeks, but tomorrow, it's launch day, baby. Let's go.
So he said tomorrow is launch day, which means it's today, because this was made on the 23rd and today's the 24th. And let's just see on how his epic label launch is going and how it's totally not fake and totally legit, for real, let's see how he's doing in that department.
And I am genuinely and honestly proud to say that as of 4 a.m. this morning, that I, Chance Wilkins, am now the proud owner of Fallen Mask Records LLC. I registered the paperwork yesterday, and I just got the paperwork back in the email this morning. So I, Chance Wilkins, officially own Fallen Mask Records LLC. And I also now own the domain as well, so I can start setting up everything in the domain and getting the website set up and whatnot. But this for me is such a life-changing thing. Like, I can't even describe to you guys how excited I am to say that I get to live out my dreams as a label owner and as a real music artist full time. And not only that, but I get to do it with two of my lifelong best friends, man. And I am so excited because they're both the most incredible vocalists that I've ever met in my life. In their own respective rights, they are two of the best, amazing vocalists I have ever heard. And I am so glad that I can help them live out their dreams to be a music artist as well. And I know what a lot of people are going to say, well, we want to see the paperwork. No, I'm not doing that unless it comes to legal issues. I'm not showing the paperwork to anybody. The only time I will ever show the paperwork is if it comes to legal action and like YouTube or whatever platform wants me to legitimize the paperwork. So there is that. But I am so excited to say that I get to live the rest of my life doing something I truly enjoy. You know, I finally get to work on music full time. And through the label, not only do I get to release music, I get to work full time on everything that I've been wanting to do, man. Everything from music, films. I have an animated series I've been working on for years, and I'm finally just now starting to be able to bring to light to an extent. So I'm super excited about that. I just have a lot of stuff that's in the works I'm going to be dropping. Merch, whole 9 yards. Like, I'm super excited to be working on music again, just in general, dude.
I want to stop you right there, Cyraxx, and say that a music label costs thousands of dollars. I looked it up and I found a few different sources. I found it saying that it ranges from $2,000 to $50,000. I've seen some saying that it's $10,000 to $50,000. It's not hard to find out how much it costs to make a label, and obviously Cyraxx is not someone who has thousands of dollars to drop on something like this. He doesn't even have 2 pennies to rub together. So this entire thing is just going to be one huge disappointment on his end. It's just going to be building up and building up and building up, and it's going to blow up in his face. It's always blowing up in his face. It never really works out for the little guy, and I'm not sure why he's getting onto another fake label. I mean, it never has worked out for him. It's always just gone sour. I mean, there's Bender Boys Records way back when. There are lots of record labels that he's attended to and thought he was part of, and then, you know, lo and behold, he was never actually part of a record label because he's just got no musical talent. And if you ever heard Cyraxx play music, you know that he has no musical talent. I mean, look, he's on screen playing a violin, and it sounds horrible. It doesn't sound good. So I don't know what kind of music label would be willing to take him on, and if he did buy a label, he doesn't know how to run a business. He doesn't know how to work full-time. I wonder if Cyraxx believes that full-time is like 12 hours a week or something. Does he know that full-time is 40 hours a week and then overtime is after that? Because he's never worked a job before. I want to know these things. I want to know what he thinks about work and how long working means. Because I don't think he understands about what full-time is. That's 8 hours a day. That's a third of your day. And I don't think Chance is willing to sacrifice a third of his day to try and make music and animate all this stuff. He's not actually animating this stuff either. It's all AI. It's all produced by AI, and he's been using AI a lot recently. So this whole animation thing that he's mentioning is just not true. It's just another blatant lie, because Chance, you've never animated anything in your entire life. You've only ever stolen art, traced art, or used AI to produce art. There are multiple different videos on the internet displaying you doing this.
I know what a lot of people are gonna say, like, are you gonna be releasing any dates for tour dates and stuff? And yes, but that will come at a later date. That'll be like way later down the road, once, you know, we all have an album out and we're all able to pitch in money to link up and do a whole tour together, because I want us to all be able to travel as a collective and just travel around, have fun, you know, just do cool shit. Like, I am so excited for this though, man. Like, I am genuinely, beyond words, just ecstatic. Like, this has been a lifelong dream of mine that I've been working on since like 2008, dude. 2008 and 2009 is when I got that itch to do music full time. And the fact that I can say that I can now come back under every single name that I went under and have it be legitimate and be able to release whatever kind of music whenever I want is truly just insane to me.
So I have a hypothesis in that Chance likely believes that a record label means that he can do whatever he wants, that he can produce all this stuff, and that people will just automatically love it. You know, Chance is not business savvy. He's not charismatic. He doesn't understand how people work or how others interpret information and entertainment. He doesn't know what entertainment is. He just tries to replicate it or mimic it and fail horribly. I mean, he's always trying to replicate Linkin Park and doing all these metal screams and stuff. He's always trying to replicate what other people do in music, and it never really works out for him because he thinks that he sounds just like the musician that he's trying to replicate, that he is this epic talented person. And it's with this that I wonder that he believes that he's gonna have other people produce music for him, or if he's gonna produce the music himself, along with whatever projects he wants to produce. I mean, he's talked about producing video games before, animations, art, all kinds of stuff. Chance wants to be a multifaceted artist. He wants to be an amazing individual, but not very many people are capable of doing several different things like that. Not everybody's a jack of all trades. Most people are very specialized in one thing, or maybe only a few things, but not everybody's good at everything like Chance wants himself to be.
For a while, it is because I will be working my ass off. I'm gonna be in the studio recording. I'm gonna be setting up the website because, like I said, I also now own the domain as well. So I will be setting up the website and helping my friends get all their stuff situated, sending them all the stuff they will need to get their stuff off the ground, you know, software-wise, website-wise, where they can distribute their stuff. So, like, I am just beyond excited and just so blessed to be able to say that, hey, I am now a label owner, and I get to do what I love for a living. And the fact that I can start my life over and speak on my past experiences through my music and talk about these things and be able to help people through my music it's huge.
And this was what I was mentioning earlier, in that he's got his two best friends with him on the record label, and he's talked about helping them get their stuff on the website and assisting them with the software. But Chance, dude, you don't even know how to put a hard drive into your computer. I've seen you try to put a digital hard drive into your computer, and you failed. I mean, you thought you did it correctly. I haven't forgotten that. You're not software savvy. You're not even tech savvy. I don't think you're savvy at anything, really. You're very much dependent on others, and this goes back to my point. This is just going to be one huge thing for him to try to not work and rely on others to produce music and art, and he's going to claim that as his own. I think that's genuinely what's going to happen. And besides, I don't think he's going to be the actual owner of the website. I think what's actually going to occur is that Chance is going to have the website for a while, maybe a week or two, and then the website is going to be destroyed at some point. These things usually happen to Chance whenever he sets up some kind of social media presence. It usually gets destroyed by him or other people. So we're going to be moving on to a separate subject today, in which Chance goes ahead and calls out Low T. And this happened yesterday before he got the record label. And I'm not sure why he was calling out Low T. If you guys remember, Low T was the guy who went over to his house and punched him. And it did not work out for Chance. He could not take the punch. And it just shows that he isn't the tough guy he truly wants to be. And you're going to be seeing a lot of tough guy Cyraxx in this next clip we're going to be watching.
But I wanted to speak out on Alex right quick, just really briefly. See, people know who you are because you blasted it all out there, dude. Your whole life has been live streamed entirely. Like, there's not been any quiet moments. You've literally spent almost 24/7 on live stream. But then you turn around and try to weaponize them against your own family. Which that right there is disrespectful, first off. And then you sit there after you try to weaponize the trolls. Then you sit there and whine and bitch and complain and, oh, it's me, where. And then you sit there and try to fake an eviction notice. And you expect to go viral in that manner? There's no way.
It's wild that Chance can talk about Low T disrespecting his parents, in which Low T is Alex, for anybody who's wondering. Alex is Low T, Big T. He's got multiple names. I'm not sure why. Everybody just kind of likes to call him a new name every other day. But Low T is disrespectful to his parents. You know, I made a video about this a while ago. It was taken down by YouTube for privacy reasons. And yeah, no, Low T was harassing his parents. It was a very ugly show. Big T is not this phenomenal guy. He's very hostile. He's got some anger issues or something. But Chance, dude, listen to yourself. It sounds like you are talking about yourself. You're disrespectful towards Sally and Ed all the time. Basically on a daily basis. Anytime they call you downstairs, you act like it's this big inconvenience, that they're interrupting your work and what's really important. In which those things are really just video games and hanging out in your room all day. You know, you gotta go downstairs and tend to what you gotta tend to, man. And that thing is Sally and Ed. You don't even clean your room. You don't even cook. So I don't even know what you're talking about, dude. You know what's disrespectful, Chance? You're forcing Sally to clean and cook after you, and you're 34 years old, dude. So I don't know what you're doing talking about this.
This internet shit, bro, you ain't made for it. You ain't built for it tough like I am, man. If anything, you're built Charmin toilet paper soft, bro. You're soft as f***ing Charmin toilet paper, bro. You really are. You're soft as You sit there and claim that you can handle the trolls, but then you turn around and bitch and whine and cry about what they do? Really? Me? I didn't ask for the trolls, but guess what? I still endured the last 8.5 years, and I still came out on top, mother. I still managed to escape that shit. I'm Hellraiser Big T, I can handle the trolls. And then you turn around and whine and cry and bitch when they do the same shit to you that they've been doing to me for years. You're a hypocrite, bro. Now me, I had a reason to be upset. I had a reason to be angry. Because I didn't ask for the trolls to come every inch of my real life. And I mean every inch. What you got is just a small taste. See, I've lost friends, family, I've lost jobs. Friends have lost jobs because of these people.
I think Cyraxx is just happy that someone is as low as he is right now, and he's kicking them down right now. He's kicking down on low T, even though low T is superior to Chance and pummeled Chance down to the ground. Chance, dude, you're talking about being a tough guy and not crying and whining, and you're talking about how you don't want the troll community. Dude, you've invited the trolls to come to your home on several different occasions. I mean, there were many times when Marty drove over to Akron and went in front of your house and you never showed up. Like, dude, in fact, Low T showed up twice at your house before and you didn't even come outside. What does that say about you, Chance? Stop acting like this tough guy when in reality you're sensitive, you're scared, you're small, you're not tough, you're not strong, you're the opposite of such. So this entire claim about you being this epic tough guy and being able to handle your trolls is just not true. There are so many videos where Chance gets up here and talks about how he can't handle the trolling anymore and that he has to delete his channel or delete all the content on his channel or something along those lines, or the channel gets terminated by YouTube, or someone gets into his YouTube channel and deletes it. I mean, it's always one of those three things with Chance on his YouTube channels. He's had numerous channels on YouTube and it never really works out. But this whole tough guy shtick is probably one of the biggest farces that has ever been said on the internet. But I want to go ahead and wrap things up here and go ahead and do my shoutouts. Now I'd like to shout out Nivik, Only Wise Hermit, Benjamin Sanborn, Gaming with Both Hands, Daniel Evans, PunkySwell666, Joyful Danae, George's Woodshed, Christopher Zaza, Harry Genitals, Haley Cantaloupe Cakes, Jason Cruel, Sixcloak9, Delray, Tubby Thunder, Laura David Reverse, Jilly's Mom, Finn and Aaron, Joshua Roberts, Depressed Rabbit, Sweaty Prolapse, Gunslinger Brett, Zorl Champion of First Club, Bucky, Oversoul, Old Cars Sarah, Dreadhead David 420, Ice Swallow, The Black Pearl, Edward Walden Hain, Nick Cliff, Atomic Renegade, Steve's Creepy Van, Evan Reed, Cursed Decals, World of Worlds, TJ Bender, James, Honda Civic, Tennis Finest, Roboto San, Bakuno Sensei, Poofy Mooncakes, Matt 33s, and Dark Chocolate. Thank you guys for y'all support. I'll see you guys in the next one.